Coming up on AgweekTV, a group of senators is looking to provide some certainty for farmers about water issues. Farmers get some advice and information about the upcoming planting season.
I'm at Twin Eagle Dairy in Clarissa, Minnesota, home of the Minnesota Milk Producers of the Year.
And a popular seed library opens its doors for the season. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. Water issues have long been controversial in ag. Ever since the Clean Water Act of 1972 defined waters of the United States, including territorial seas, as navigable waters, policymakers and presidents have changed the rules and regulations on what those terms mean. A group of senators is looking to provide some certainty to farmers. Ariana Schumacher has more in this week's AgWeek cover story.
South Dakota Senator Mike Rounds has introduced the Farmers Freedom Act of 2025. It's an effort to provide a permanent definition of prior converted cropland in federal law. He has worked with fellow Republican senators in and around the Prairie Pothole region.
What we did was to change and make a modification that basically said any of these lands which had been converted prior to 1985 could remain as cropland and not subject to WOTUS if they are being farmed 1 year out of every 5.
The legislation is also endorsed by both the South Dakota and American Farm Bureaus.
It fits our policy.
Scott Vanderwall, president of the South Dakota Farm Bureau, says farming around wetlands, including land that would have been prior converted cropland, can be difficult.
If you have to turn around in the middle of a field, it affects your efficiency. It's hard on equipment because farmers want to plant as close to a muddy spot as they can. And there's no reason to regulate that because before 1985, they were not telling us we couldn't do that. And that exemption needs to be in place.
Vanderwall says it's a property rights issue.
Because if those were converted back before 1985, they shouldn't be regulated. Farmers need security and confidence that something like that isn't going to jeopardize their farm payments or things like that.
Rounds says he's heard it's a concern from many people.
Farmers simply want to do the work on the land. They want to take care of their land, and they just simply don't need to have the federal government directly involved in the day-to-day operations of their farming operations.
In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
You can read more in the next AgWeek magazine or at agweek.com. Minnesota's Attorney General wants to make sure farmers get a fair shake when it comes to issues that affect them. Keith Ellison updated farmers and supporters this week at a farm in rural Donley on 2 lawsuits his office is pursuing related to agriculture consolidation and right to repair. He heard from a farmer that has struggled to get his John Deere equipment repaired because of the company's unlawful practices that limit a farmer's ability to have independent providers repair their equipment. In January, Ellison filed a lawsuit to stop the practice.
Now we decided that it's not worth it if John Deere is going to stop us from actually repairing equipment that we bought. We're going to buy older equipment that we know that are mechanics that are more reliable, more faster, cheaper than going to the John Deere dealership. We're going to buy tractors that they can do repairs on.
Ellison says anyone who wants to report concerns about antitrust issues can submit a report online via the antitrust report form or call the Attorney General's office. With planting season around the corner, farmers are gathering information about what they can expect for the 2025 season. I traveled to Prosper, North Dakota, where Peterson Farm Seed is hosting their Cup of Agronomy sessions to answer farmers' questions.
It's a great chance just to get together with growers and really go over, a lot of the agronomy things we're seeing show up right now.
Rick Swenson is the corn product manager for Peterson Farms Seed. The company is currently putting on agronomy workshops around the region called Cup of Agronomy. These agronomy sessions help farmers prepare for the upcoming planting season or answer any questions they may have.
Whether it's a new disease or different insects or just different stuff showing up, and really trying to talk about things that we've actually seen in our own footprint the last 2 years.
But some diseases are causing more concern than others.
We're spending quite a bit of time talking about tar spot, basically a new disease to the area in the last year, and just trying to give them the tools they need, whether it is a different hybrid with some resistance that way, or letting them know what you can do from a fungicide standpoint just to stay ahead of it.
The workshops are catered specifically for that area that they are being held in, as different landscapes are facing different issues in the field.
Trying to cater the Cup of Agronomy to wherever the growers come from. And, some of these we're actually holding all the way down by the Twin Cities, north of the Twin Cities, and then all the way out to Minot. So really, Twin Cities and Minot have nothing to do with each other. And just trying to make sure that information that goes into it fits that geography and can help the growers there.
If you're interested in attending a Cup of Agronomy workshop, visit cupofagronomy.com.
Coming up on AgweekTV, I'll take you to Twin Eagle Dairy in Clarissa, Minnesota.
Whether you are a farmer moving a single piece, a contractor updating your fleet, or a large dealer needing to liquidate assets, Dagger Machinery will come to you and handle every step of the process.
Powerrich Fertilizer is a leading provider of macro and micronutrient fertilizers customized for you. Our products, including granular and liquid foliars, are designed to enhance your crop's yield and disease resistance. We're here to help you get the most out of your crop with our incredible products. To learn more, call Steve Jerolimic at 701-799-2672. Discover the Powerrich difference. Contact us today.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries,
but maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand,
but maybe don't?
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank,
but maybe don't?
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
Attention farmers, increase your revenue and prevent compaction from squeezing your profits with PTG's Central Tire Inflation System, now offered at OK Tire and Service. All controlled from the tips of your fingers, ensuring increased yield and improved fuel economy by adjusting your tire pressure within minutes. You are ensuring the best performance from your tractor on the field and off the field, compatible with any radial tire. Call the OK Tire team today or visit oktireinc.com to learn more.
Winter is here, and so are the savings. At Gateway Building Systems, take advantage of limited-time winter discounts on Brock solid grain bins, built to protect your harvest and your bottom line. Need immediate assistance? Our expert millwrights crews are available now to handle your repairs and upgrades. Schedule your preseason checkup today. Don't wait. Lock in your winter discounts. Call Gateway Building Systems at 1-800-747-4499.
The AgWeek Livestock Tour is sponsored by Jorgensen Land and Cattle and Linskov Ranch.
Our livestock tour takes us to central Minnesota this week, where Michael Johnson visited the Twin Eagle Dairy Farm in Clarissa. This May will mark 100 years since Pat Ludman's grandparents, 2 uncles, and his dad came here from Germany, looking for a better future for the family. Milking cows has been a big part of the family ever since.
We're close to 2,000 head, and I never dreamed when I was a young farmer that, milking 50 to 60 cows, that this would be where we are today.
Pat Luneman and his wife Jody are the 3rd generation owners of Twin Eagle Dairy. They bought the farm from Pat's parents in 1993, and 2 years later they partnered with neighbors to create Twin Eagle Dairy. Today they operate around the clock.
Milk that's circulated 24 hours a day to these 2 robots, and the robots just take milk as it's needed.
They started with about 450 cows and have grown in facilities and in dairy cows, now at about 950 head. The cows put out about 64,000 pounds of milk every day. That's about 8,000 gallons. Add to that around 1,000 head of young stock, mostly replacement heifers, and the Lunemans say they have an operation to be proud of.
We've worked long and hard to develop a successful dairy, and a dairy that's important not just to us but also to the greater community as well. there's a lot of the business that we do impacts, the businesses in the surrounding area and the whole neighborhood.
The farm supplies milk to Land O'Lakes. The herd average was 13,000 pounds per cow when he got his start in milking, and that number has doubled today.
In the end, we're all here to make sure that the cows are cared for and that we provide a good supply of milk to the consumer.
Now the Lunamans are navigating through the future of Twin Eagle Dairy, as it appears their children don't plan to continue to run it. In Clarissa, Minnesota, this is Michael Johnson for AgWeek.
The Lunamans were named Minnesota Milk Producers of the Year in 2024. Implementing no-till farming and other conservation practices can be great for your farm's soil health and overall environment, but many have concerns when it comes to the cost of adding these methods. Ariana Schumacher spoke with some area producers about the economic impact conservation practices have had on their farms.
Vance Johnson farms corn, soybeans, wheat, and sugar beets in Breckenridge, Minnesota in the Red River Valley. He's used no-till and minimal tillage since 2010 and cover crops since around 2016. Johnson says he gets a lot of questions from producers about the cost of implementing conservation practices, especially when it comes to adding cover crops.
The question is always, you're adding an expense to the operation. How do you recoup that?
Johnson and other farmers from the area shared their farm economics on a panel in Mankato, Minnesota. Johnson says the transition from conventional farming to no-till and cover crops costs money, but overall, he's seen the economics of his operation improve, especially time management.
Overall, they tend to be a little bit better, a little more flexibility as far as working and being able to get things done, which translates to economics.
One of the biggest benefits Johnson sees is being able to get in wet fields earlier.
In a wet season, I'm able to either get in and plant all of a field or the greater majority of a field versus in a conventional system. I had to leave, 15, 20, 25% of a farm because it was too wet and maybe come back later. As far as spraying, you're able to get out there. Trafficability is probably the biggest thing. You can carry and not rut and get things done, and the equipment just works better.
Andy Linder says the biggest benefit he sees on his farm at Easton, Minnesota is a lack of erosion and lower equipment cost.
Wind, water, those kind of things, and that's a hard number a hard thing to put a number on. We decreased our capital and equipment substantially because now we can get by with a lot less equipment.
They encourage producers to look into using these conservation methods.
If you're interested, maybe try it and take that step, and it's not nearly as daunting as it seems once you get started. So,
in Mankato, Minnesota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
The NRCS says farmers that use no-till save about 4 gallons of fuel per acre versus those using conventional methods. Ahead on AgweekTV, we'll talk about a better kind of fertilizer.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, affordable health insurance, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
At Vatterstad, we're partnering with North American farmers to create the perfect emergence. We're doing this with new and innovative tillage, planting, and seeding solutions, optimized for the field conditions that you face, and with industry-leading capacities to help you get the job done in short windows of time, so you can maximize yields. Vatterstad, we look forward to growing together.
A farmer's work is never done. You're not just planting a seed or harvesting a crop, you're growing a legacy. When you're up before dawn and out long past dusk, you need a banker who will work with your schedule, not the other way around. At Choice, we do banking differently, giving farmers like you time back to focus on what really matters. Choice Bank, top North Dakota Ag Bank for 10 years running, and always people first.
AgWeek weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
Can we expect these spring-like temperatures to stick around? Here's Lydia with our AgriWeather Outlook.
After getting a taste of spring earlier, late February into early parts of March, we had a little doozy of a snowstorm move through parts of the area. Minneapolis picked up 9.5 inches of snow. There were reports as high as 13 inches just to the south of the cities. Sioux Falls got scraped with a little bit of that, around a half inch at the National Weather Service for the official report there. A little bit more around the Watertown area. Duluth picked up about 3 inches of snow. Nothing in Bismarck, and just a handful of flurries from Grand Forks to Fargo. Largely missed out on that system. Now that data gets collected and then will be put into consideration for the drought monitor. So that snowfall itself not considered into this drought monitor, but it's something we'll keep our eyes on, of course, as we inch closer to spring and planting season, and then eventually summer. Right now, we still have widespread drought conditions. And with overall a lack of precip this winter, a lot of us 2 feet behind average on our snowfall, we are setting ourselves up for at least a little bit of a drought as we head towards summertime. That's not a guarantee, but that's something we will watch for as we go throughout the next couple of months. I wanted to show you this, a little bit of an active setup when it comes to our jet stream and our overall pattern. This is the Euro for the next week. So of course, as time goes on, it gets a little less accurate. Our confidence goes down in it, as is with any weather forecasting. But it does have quite an active pattern setting up with different passes of rains or snows, kind of in that similar fashion through about the middle of the country, scooping up toward the northern plains as we head throughout the next week or so. I also wanted to take a peek at our frost depth, of course, as we do get closer to planting season. We got to watch that frost slowly come out of the ground. Right now, I still have a lot of us with deep frost. We're actually looking at the 20-inch depth, so about 2 feet down, and anywhere coated in that gray is a temperature less than 32. So that does include most of North Dakota and northern Minnesota. No data for that for South Dakota. Let's look at the upper flow pattern as we head throughout the next week or so, because that, of course, is the jet stream. That's our overall driver of our low pressure systems, of our precip makers. I've got this big ridge in the jet stream working its way in, which is the warm up that you have been hearing about as we head into the early parts of next week. Then, though, we start to see colder air seep its way in from the north and work down to the south. And I am watching out for a little bit of a cool down with temperatures near average or below average as we head toward about the middle of the month. And then with any of those precip passes, that then would mean we're likely seeing snow. All things to just kind of keep an eye on. Right now, though, as we head into next week, well above average temperatures off to the south and to the southwest, near average where you notice this gray, which includes, again, most of North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota as well. Then for precip, with those active passes that I just showed you back there on the Euro, we are looking at above average precipitation into next week. Also wanted to show you this. This is the cool down that I kind of hinted at. Below average temperatures expected around the middle to the late parts of March.
Protect your wheels from wear, tear, and debris obstruction with the patented Gauge Wheel Protection System from Jung Enterprise, Inc.
It's steel on steel, so there's no friction like you have with rubber, so it turns much easier.
The steel ring also acts as a scraper, preventing spoked wheels from getting plugged in the mud and the lip of the tire from getting worn away.
It's made such a big difference. I don't have near the issues anymore.
Reduce downtime and extend the life of your tires. Contact Jung Enterprise, Inc. today.
You could put your dog in charge of deliveries,
but maybe don't.
You could plant your field by hand,
but maybe don't.
You could point in any direction and randomly choose a bank,
but maybe don't.
Cornerstone Bank offers high-tech, high-touch options when you want efficiency or need advice. Get the best of both, banking the way you want it. Come to Cornerstone and let us prove the difference.
We offer the full lineup of brand products. Big ones are going to be your conveyors, your land rollers, grain carts, high-speed discs. Those are going to be the very popular ones that we see out in the countryside and we like to have on hand here at all times.
Brent does a really good job of supporting the products and providing the parts on time and when you need them. For a full line of Brent products, give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
Whether you are a farmer moving a single piece, a contractor updating your fleet, or a large dealer needing to liquidate assets, Dagger Machinery will come to you and handle every step of the process.
Welcome back to AgweekTV. Joining me now is Steve Jerolemic with Powerrich Fertilizer. Steve, how is Powerrich different than other fertilizers that farmers may be using?
What sets me apart is the low usage rate, the better quality of product. You don't have any chunks, you don't have any foreign material, you don't have any dust.
What are some of the results farmers are seeing as they're using that reduced rate?
Worst case, they're not seeing any yield difference with it. I've had other guys say they've picked up, 2 bushel better on wheat. I've heard guys say they picked up a bushel, maybe 2 bushel better on beans. I've heard guys say that they picked up a couple tenths of a point on protein, and that's huge, especially this year with the protein discounts and stuff.
Protein discounts are a concern that farmers have. How is Powerrich helping them navigate that?
The product, the way it is and stuff, it's more concentrated, so you have healthier plants, you have bigger roots. The plants can handle the stress a little bit better. And then I also have that foliar product that you can use during the summer as well, that you can spray on, and that'll help boost protein and stuff if you so choose to.
You've also been working with sugar beet producers. What is some of the feedback you've been getting from them when they're using Powerrich?
My guy over by Grafton, this will be his 4th year of doing it now. He's used it the past 3 years, and he's always picked up a ton in extra sugar every year he's used it. And talking with him, he really likes it just for the simple fact, you're picking up tons and you're picking up sugar, and that's huge. And the other thing is with that foliar that he's using, he's not having to make an extra pass. He's dumping it in when he's doing his fungicide. So it's just, this is so simple. And if I'm adding extra to it, why not? And the cost isn't terrible expensive versus what he's getting in return. So it's like, yeah, we're doing this again next year.
Steve, customers keep coming back year after year to work with you and Powerrich. Why do you think they keep coming back?
I think it's the personal touch that I bring to the table, the knowing that you can get a hold of me no matter what, no matter when, and I'll always have an answer. I'll be able to get back to you. And then just the product itself, they're just easier to handle.
For farmers who want to learn more about Powerrich, how can they get a hold of you?
Give me a call or shoot me a text.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Steve Jerolemic with Powerrich Fertilizer.
Still ahead on AgweekTV. Check out the seeds they're giving away at a Minnesota library.
Looking to add non-GMO conventional and organic soybeans to your rotation this year? Soyco International out of Gary, Minnesota is looking for new farmer contracts for the 2025 season. They have proven marketing strategies, partnered with local agronomy expertise to work alongside and provide the certified seeds needed for their contract growers. Soyco International is offering premium prices to boost your operations bottom line. Reach out to Sean Young today at 218-350-3863 to answer any questions.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. service techs. Come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, affordable health insurance, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
At OK Tire, we're here to keep you going, whether you're in the field or on the job site. From heavy-duty replacement tracks and conversion systems, planters to power sports, we have the right solution to tackle every working condition. We even offer a free, no-obligation undercarriage inspection to ensure your equipment is ready to roll. With expert installation and premium brands, OK Track Solutions is here to keep your operation on track.
Winter is here, and so are the savings. At Gateway Building Systems, take advantage of limited-time winter discounts on Brock solid grain bins, built to protect your harvest and your bottom line. Need immediate assistance? Our expert millwrights crews are available now to handle your repairs and upgrades. Schedule your pre-season checkup today. Don't wait. Lock in your winter discounts. Call Gateway Building Systems at 1-800-747-4499.
We offer the full lineup of brand products. Big ones are going to be your conveyors, your land rollers, grain carts, high-speed discs. Those are going to be the very popular ones that we see out in the countryside and we like to have on hand here at all times.
Brent does a really good job of supporting the products and providing the parts on time and when you need them. For a full line of Brent products, give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
Rochester, Minnesota boasts one of the country's leading public seed libraries. It opened the first weekend of March, and there was a line of people waiting when it did. It's the 7th year the Rochester Public Library has had its seed library open. Sarah Patalita, head of reference at the library, says they have 50 varieties of food seeds available. That includes vegetables, herbs, and edible flowers. Patalita says they worked with University of Minnesota Extension master gardeners to start it. The goal is to reduce food insecurity.
So that's one of the goals too, is sustainability, to teach people how to grow their own food. They take the seeds, they grow the plants, and then hopefully they can bring some more seeds back to us to keep that growing cycle going.
Patalita says last year they gave out 30,000 packages of seeds. The seed library is open through August, and you don't even need a library card to use it. Stories you only see on AgWeek.com and in AgWeek magazine this week. The Ag Career Exploration Program at the Central Minnesota Farm Show brought together youth and industry to build a future. And the International Sugar Beet Institute has a full slate of plans for its 2025 show in Fargo, including speakers on politics and the sugar beet industry. We appreciate you watching AgWeek TV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a wonderful week, everyone.